Hello, hi, it's me, Lauren. I know it's been forever since I have done a video and like 2-something years. It's been a very long time, and honestly, I am a completely different person since my last few videos. A lot has changed in the last 2 years or so, and yeah, I just thought maybe I should start up videos again. So I am out here in my little garden standing under the mulberry tree. We got so many mulberries from this year, but we didn't actually pick them all or eat them all. They kind of just went bad before we did because there was just so many. Like every single branch was just completely covered, and I think we had mulberries for about 8 weeks, so it was really crazy. If you don't have a mulberry tree in your garden, I highly recommend it. This one is, see how tall it is? I'm like 6 foot tall, so this is a really tall tree, and it's only about 4-5 years old, so they grow really fast and then they produce a lot. I just didn't keep up with like picking the berries, but I definitely should have, so I could have froze them. They were really tricky to know when the right time to pick was. They were like, if they were too small, they would be a little sour. If they were too ripe, then like the worms started to eat them. So I don't know. I'll have to figure it out better for next year. If you have a mulberry tree, tell me in the comments the best way to know when to pick them. And I honestly planted this tree because I heard that the birds really like it, the bush, so it keeps them away from like your other berries that you got in the garden. So, which is very true. The birds do love it. So some ways that I have changed in the past 2 years. I think the last video I did was on getting ready for my home birth and like home birth, reverse hospital birth. And at that time I was not really vegan anymore. Hold on, pause a second. I feel like I'm like stuttering today. Like I can't talk very well. I had a super bad migraine yesterday, and I felt like I was gonna pass out all day. So I feel like it's a little bit left over from that. It's making me a little self-conscious. So maybe this coffee will help because I don't usually talk like this. Isn't this the cutest mug? Count your blessings. And then it's got like a whole bunch of chicks around it. It's so cute. But yeah, how I've changed in the past 2 years. Well, 2020 was hard on everybody, but I feel like it just really opened my eyes to a lot of the world and a lot of what's going on in the world. There's a lot of evil out there and a lot of stuff that my eyes just were not open to. And I have been, like, I grew up in a Christian house. My parents were Christians, are Christians. I went to a private Christian school. I went to church every Sunday. I went to a Bible college. And so I have had God like in religion in my life since I was born. I feel like I got saved when I was 5, like I said the prayer that you're supposed to say. But I just feel like I could never really find God. And then 2020, a lot of things just happened. I saw a lot of things. My eyes were open to a lot of things. And I felt like for the first time in my life that God was, like, I found God. I feel like a lot of Christianity puts a lot of focus on Jesus and like Jesus being your savior, which is true, you know, like you have to believe in Jesus to go to heaven. But I felt like all of the focus was always on Jesus, and I kind of missed God somehow. Sorry, my voice, my tongue is like, it feels swollen. I don't really know what's going on. I think I have like an allergic reaction. I actually used to get these like every 2 months, where I would get really nauseous. I would get a really bad headache, a migraine, I'd throw up, and then I would just like sleep for 12 hours and then I'd be okay. It wasn't that bad, I didn't throw up, but when I was vegan, back when I was making these videos like 2 years ago, it kind of cleared it all up. It cleared up a lot of my symptoms that I used to have and stuff, so I don't really get those anymore. Somehow today I feel like I'm getting it. Like my tongue just feels swollen. Whatever. I'll stop complaining about it. But yeah, I just feel like I have a deep relationship with God now that I'd never had before. Like everything in my life is now He is the center of, where before it was just kind of I was the center of everything. You know, I was into a lot of things that were very they just weren't, not necessarily bad, but they just weren't like what God would want me to do. So now I'm more aligning my life with what God wants and always just asking him to guide me and show me what he wants. So that has been a huge blessing. And like when I first discovered all the evil and stuff last year, I was scared for a long time. I couldn't sleep for a long time. And then as I started to build my relationship with God and to really see God and experience God, I'm not really afraid of much of anything anymore, which is wonderful to not be afraid. But I mean, of course, I'm only human, so there's only so much I can control my mind with. But, you know, just relying on God takes away a lot of that fear. Of course, I'm still going to be afraid if I'm faced with something, but God says to not be afraid, and that just be still and to be in peace, and he will take care of us and he will fight our battles for us. So I just want to share that with you. And something else that changed is I'm not vegan anymore. I never went back to being vegan. I don't necessarily think that it's like, I feel like it's an okay way to live if you can do it right, but for me, it's not possible for me to do it right. Like, you have to be very consistent with like making sure you're eating high quality food if you're vegan, like lots of potatoes and beans and your greens and everything, seaweed and all that stuff. So I do think there's plenty of ways to do vegan right, but it's not what it doesn't work for me anymore. So what I eat now is just, I try to eat as balanced as possible, as organic as possible, no processed foods as much as possible. So like we get one or two like quarter cows, half a cows from a farmer that lives 5 minutes down the road from us. And so I like that because then it's only one animal, one or two animals, and that feeds us for like 6 months at least. So we eat a lot of beef from that. It's all organic, all grass fed. And he takes really good care of his cows and stuff. So we do eat some dairy, like organic as much as possible. I want to go get some raw milk right down the road from us too. I just haven't gotten there yet. And what else? I definitely don't eat as much veggies as I should, but the biggest reason was I stopped being vegan was because I was pregnant. I was nauseous. I was really sick all the time and stuff. So I just felt like I couldn't eat vegan anymore because I was so nauseous all the time that I couldn't consume enough calories during the day when I was pregnant. And then my body was just really craving meat and stuff, probably because it's more dense, it's more nutritious, like not nutritious, but it's has more calories and more fat, you know, per, like I can eat 5 bites of a burger and it's going to fill me up a lot more than like 5 pieces of lettuce or potato or whatever. I like could not eat tofu anymore. It made me really sick. A lot of what I ate when I was not pregnant and vegan, I just like, it repulsed me. Like I couldn't even eat avocados. So I was just having a really hard time. So I was just like, I'm just going to slowly eat some eggs, and then I'm going to just slowly introduce meat back into my diet. And it didn't make me sick like it used to. I used to get really sick all the time. Like I said, I would get, every 2 months, I would get nauseous. I would get a headache, a migraine, and I'd be sick for like a day. And that has never come back since I was vegan. So I think just changing up my diet really gave my body time to heal. But I will say that I got the worst postpartum depression of my life when I was vegan, and I don't think I talked about it too much on here. It was like to the point where it was just, I had really scary thoughts and stuff, and I just couldn't do anything. And it was just a really dark time in my life, and so I think that really turns me off to being vegan again, because I think that had a lot to do with it. It was when I weaned my 3rd child. So I quit breastfeeding when he was about 15 months old, and it just like for the next 3 months I just was like going downhill, and I was gluten-free and vegan at the time, and I was just trying everything I could. I was working with a chiropractor to try to get healthier and stuff, but I got pregnant, and then almost overnight my hormones shifted and I was no longer depressed. So I think number one, it had to do with hormones, but I do think my diet was a lot to do with it too. So I'm right now in the process of weaning my 4th baby. She's gonna be 2 this month in like 7 days. So yeah, to me, veganism just doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. I have no doubt that it works for other people, but just for me and my family, it's just not what I want right now. I like my bone broth and my organic grass-fed meat, and I like how it makes me feel. With that being said, if I eat meat that is not organic, and if it is just like factory farmed meat, I almost always will get sick. I almost always will get a headache, and I'll just feel horrible. Like, even if my dad used to grow his own cows, and he would just feed them regular corn, and even that would make me sick and give me a headache. So I know how the animal is raised is a huge part of it. So I think I'm gonna end this video here, and we'll do some more. I don't know, I'll do some more videos soon. So I want to do some more of my garden and just some more like mindset stuff. I want to focus more on like birth and whatever it is you guys want to hear. So let me know, and I'm happy to be back. I'm going to keep this a little more consistent, and I do have a video that I'm going to post of my son from like 2 years ago. I never posted it. He was teaching us how to make a grilled cheese sandwich when my 4th baby was tiny, so it was really cute, and I'm definitely going to post that soon. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see that. And yeah, I hope everybody is just doing great, and if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me. So yeah, follow me over on Instagram too, plant-based homemaker over there as well. And my tongue is still really bothering me, so yeah, bye.